Merchant's House Museum is located in NoHo. It was built in 1832 as a family home by Joseph Brewster. Seabury Treadwell and his wife Eliza had 8 children. They lived in that house. The youngest daughter was named Gertrude. She was 93 years old when she died in 1933 in the same house that she was born in. After she died, the house became a museum in 1936. You can visit it today. It is very rare to have a home fully furnished to the time period of the early 1800s in New York City. People move on very quickly here, but not Gertrude. She had unfinished business, perhaps. She had unfinished business. When Gertrude was a young woman, she fell in love with a young man. He was a doctor, but he was a different religion than the family, so her parents were very strict, and they broke up the relationship. What? She was heartbroken and made a vow never to marry anyone. By 1909, she was the only person living in the house. She left everything exactly as it was and chose to live alone as a recluse. After she passed from her mortal life, a distant cousin bought the property to create a museum. Gertrude perhaps never truly left. Perhaps her heartbreak is what keeps her there. Visitors report seeing apparitions of a woman on the stairwells and hallways. Sometimes teacups mysteriously fly through the air and land around the kitchen and the dining room. The bedroom where Gertrude took her last breath is frequently chilly and breezy, as if to remind visitors that they are in her house. I've never seen her when I visited, but her clothing is often on display, and I wonder how she feels when I look upon them. Frankie break, Frankie break, Frankie break. Let's see what other stories I have in here. At 17 Barrow Street, there is a restaurant called One If by Land, Two If by Sea. But in the 1790s, the same building was where Aaron Burr kept his coach and horses. In the 1890s, the building was a house of ill repute, hiding old tunnels and the detritus of horseshoes and empty bottles left by 100 years of New Yorkers. In 1973, the building began its life as a fancy restaurant. Weddings happened there, and if I were to eat a meal in this location, my wallet would become a ghost. So who haunts this now fancy eatery? Why, Aaron Burr's own daughter, Theodosia. She was known for, was known for often being cranky, but Theodosia was most beloved by him. She disappeared on board a boat called the Patriot. This boat mysteriously vanished at sea. Burr was so distraught that he didn't make the best life choices afterwards. Refer to a certain Broadway play for the full story. Theodosia, on the other hand, enjoys bothering modern day ghosts, and be warned, you might lose an earring. Although her dad is known to throw plates around. Or maybe, you'll spot a Siegfried Follies girl who had an unfortunate accident, or the blacksmith who used to live in the upstairs apartment? Did that picture move by itself, and did I just feel someone give a little push? It's a direct quote from the website. Some patrons. Not patience. No. Do you have patience? Some patrons have spotted like these spooky moments. Like, that's what they said. So, if you've ever been there before, maybe you can tell me your own story, or shall you decide to keep the romantic ghosts to yourself? They all seem to be quite friendly after all. Just a little tickle along with your beef Wellington. Frankie story break. Did you know the monster is just a monster? Frankenstein is the name of the creator, the scientist. It is the monster of Frankenstein, but this particular squishy stuffy is called Frankie. Yeah. What was that? Haunted buildings are not your thing? Okay, so let's take a walk over to Washington Square Park. This New York icon is one of the most haunted places in the city. Did you know it used to be a cemetery, but it was closed in 1825? Space is limited in New York, and things get paved over really quickly. There's actually over 20,000 bodies buried there. Students from the nearby college, NYU, have reported spooky sightings for years. In the warmest days of our overcrowded city, you can feel so suddenly chilly as you walk through the trees. Is that a shadow of some blowing branches, or a former criminal walking by reflecting on their old misdeeds? Is that someone cosplaying or practicing an off-Broadway scene to thrill an audience? Or a victim of the yellow fever epidemic rising from their grave to live another day in New York City? That's up to you to decide. Are you seeing Leah, the old Quaker woman, protecting the land from body snatchers? These things don't happen nowadays. Perhaps she continues her protective detail 200 years later. Okay. There are stories from long ago, but who haunts, this New York City town for more recent years? John Campbell in Grand Central. That's what I hear. There's a jazzy little bar in the corner, a few floors up, and it used to be his office. Maybe that's a dapper gentleman playing at nostalgia. I don't know. Is it him? Is it Mr. Campbell, or is it like somebody dressed up? I don't know. We'll have to find out. Or maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just... Do you dare to spend a night at the Hotel Chelsea? That's where Nancy Spungen, she spent her final days at the height of punk rock in the 1970s. It's still somewhat of a mystery, like what happened, so listen, and maybe she'll tell you her tale when you go. Remember the stories of all those who've come and gone. Respect the places they may haunt, and remember the stories that they told. New York City is full of spooktacular tales, and may you enjoy them as you explore or read further about them. Leave them to their unfinished business and enjoy all this spooky season has in store, and be in joy among the living. written by me, and read to you with Frankie's assistance. Do you have any spooky stories near where you live? Do you? I mean, I could go on and on about all the spooktacular stuff in New York City. That was stuff like in Manhattan. I didn't even get to tell you about the Bronx. Maybe next year I'll have some time to write. Tell you about some of the spots that Edgar Allan Poe himself haunts. Or go further up north to learn more about Sleepy Hollow, Washington Irving. You know how to Google. You know how the internet works. I suggest you look up a suggestible spooky series. Spooky series of your own. But whatever you decide to do, enjoy, have some fun, be well, be safe, and thank you so much for watching. Muchas gracias, maraming salamat po, and I'll see you in the next one.